Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to play with some new makeup and create a soft little daytime smoky eye. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So as many of you know, I have my online beauty consulting service, which is where you get the chance to talk to me one-on-one through a video chat and really just pick my brain about any concerns you might have. Whether you want help finding the right foundation shade range, or if you want help putting together the makeup you already own, it's really up to you. So to make the appointment, click the link in the description box down below. All right, I have a bunch of new makeup here, so I thought we could just do a little get ready with me and play with some makeup. The focus for the eyes is going to be Dior, and it's one of the new single eyeshadows. So the beautiful Couture collection mono single, this is Nude Dress. This is a beautiful goldy neutral color, so it's going to be like a one and done, but a little bit more smoky. A lot of you talked about how much you appreciate the new micro release here from Dior, and I have to say the same thing. I just appreciate how small, concise, and also chic it is. It's just so elegant to just have one lipstick and one eyeshadow, and that way there's no complication, there's no fuss trying to figure out what to wear together. This lipstick and eyeshadow go together. I may wear something different for the lips today, but I like the idea. So to start off, I'm using a liner here. This is from Chanel. This is part of the new formulation. I'm using the number 88. It's an intense black, but you could use also like a dark chocolatey brown as well. And I'm going to put this in the waterline on top and bottom, and then also draw a thin line on top. All right, now I'm going into my little shadow here with the Rephr Brush number 12. It's this short brush here that's really good for buffing and just adding lots of product. So I'm a little bit heartbroken to dip into my shadow here because it's so nice, but it's really pretty. So I'm using this and I'm going on the lid here and also over top of where I drew that little line of eyeliner earlier. And I'm just trying to pack on as much color as I can. You could also use that little sponge that came with it if you wanted to, but this one is also good if you want to do a little bit of blending here up in the crease. And then we're also going to take it on the bottom lashes too. Now I'm just going to add a little bit more on the top here because it did smudge out a little bit, which is what I wanted to, but I want it to be just a little bit more intense. And now I'm just tracing a little bit on the bottom lashes here with a bit of gold shadow, and I will smudge this out as well. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and just top us off with some mascara. I'm using the Chantecaille Longest Lash Faux Cils mascara. Okay, so for the foundation, I'm going to go into my new Chanel Ultra Le Teint foundation, B30. This has been reformulated. We talked about this in an in-depth review. Honestly, I'm not really noticing much of a difference in the new formulation, but I still really love it. However, I don't want such heavy coverage. This is like a medium coverage foundation, but I want something a little bit lighter. So what I'm going to do, I finally purchased the full size of the Guerlain Advanced Youth Watery Oil. It's so beautiful. Like, look at this bottle here. It's absolutely stunning. You see these little baubles inside of gold and it looks magical. So I'm going to go ahead and add a drop or two to my foundation, which will make it a bit lighter and more sheer, and just add a bit of hydration to my foundation. This is not like, usually you use this as your skincare routine, but you can always add a drop or two of face oil to your foundation. Just add hydration and just to make it a bit lighter as well. So I'm going to take a pump here. I'm going to do less than a full pump, like maybe like a 3/4 of a pump here. And then I'm just going to dose maybe this much. So this is a very watery oil, as the name would say, so it does run a bit. So just be careful, because if you go like this too long, it will run off your hand. I got a few samples of this face oil and I fell in love. It's the lightest face oil I've ever tried. Most face oils feel oily, and I have dry, dehydrated skin, so I don't mind. I crave that moisture. But if you have oily skin and you want to try a face oil, you might like this one because it is so watery. Adding the oil gives your skin such a beautiful, soft little glow. It's not oily, it's not greasy, it's not too like wet looking. It just gives you just that like lit from within candle glow, and I don't know, it's really nice. I bought, this is the 50 milliliter, I believe. This is the largest size available, but they have other sizes if you want to test out the smaller ones. I think it's a really wonderful oil, and it's nice to add a little bit to your makeup every now and then if you want to just make it a bit more sheer and just give yourself a little bit of a boost. I, for one, have not been yet able to return to my usual facial schedule, so doing these little extra steps is nice to just maintain this beautiful, healthy looking skin. So for the concealer, I'm using the new Chanel reformulation. This is the B20. And I have to say that as far as the new formula goes for the concealers, it is really different. The texture, the wear, the longevity is the same, but the shade range is very different. It's much more inclusive, but the B20 that I used to wear used to be much more yellow and beige based, whereas the new B20 is much more pink. So it cuts a lot more of the dark circles, and it also just brightens and livens the whole complexion more. So this is a case where the new formulation, where something is different, is actually better. Okay, now to be extra, I'm going to add a little touch here. This is the Chanel waterproof liner, but the shade 48, which is a nice antique-y yellow gold. So this will be my inner corner highlight for the eye. Okay, so for the complexion, I bought myself one of the new Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate blush duos. This is number 5, Sundrunk. So here in Canada, these are available through Nordstrom's, I think Saks, and now Holt Renfrew. So there are a few places where you can get these now if you are in Canada. This is my first time trying one of these duos here. I kept seeing them online and they look so beautiful and enticing, so I bought it online, and I have to say that the packaging is pretty small. Like, it's not a huge blush. It's the same size as like a regular blush, but it's so expensive. It's $115, which is a lot. I don't know. I guess when you buy stuff online, you don't really see some small details. It's beautiful. There's no scent whatsoever, and you get 2 colors, but I guess when I opened up my package and I saw the box, I was just like, okay, it's a little small. This blush here, at first I thought maybe it would be a highlighter and a blush, but it's really just 2 lighter colors in the same peachy coral family. So first I'll dip into the light color and apply, then the darker color and apply. But really, in reality, I'm going to just end up swirling my brush around and like destroy the beautiful detailing. But I find that these types of products are just meant to be enjoyed. So that's what I'm going to do. So dipping in lightly here to the lighter color. I was worried that maybe the light shade would be too light, but it actually looks like a nice little soft blush on me. Okay, so this is just the light color. It's very natural, just like a soft hit. This is like a matte finish, but it's luminous. It doesn't look dry or powdery. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the second color, the darker one, and blend it as well. This one here is much darker, so go in with a lighter hand when you reach for the second shade. Okay, so this is the application with the colors mixed together. The finish of this blush here kind of reminds me of the finish from the new Hermès blushes. Is sort of soft matte, like it's a matte color or matte finish, but it's not harsh or drying or cakey or powdery. And clearly I like blushes in the apricot, warm, peachy hue. As you can tell, I definitely have a lot of these types of blushes here. Let me just do a swatch comparison with these two. The one from Hermès is called Rose Abricot. The Hermès Rose Abricot is on top, and it definitely looks a lot lighter swatched. I think it sort of reacts to your skin and warms up a little bit. So I definitely like this Tom Ford blush. It's just really expensive, and it is really beautiful. It's just really expensive. So I would recommend it, but I would maybe wait for a sale. If there's a sale or a gift with purchase, something like that. Like, I do think it's a good blush. It's just like a lot. But then again, if you are a Tom Ford fanatic, like if Tom Ford is your jam and your company that you always buy from, I totally get it, and you may not want to wait. Now for the lips, I have a couple options to choose from here. NARS kindly sent me some of their new liquid lipsticks here. These are the Powermatte lip pigments, and these already existed. They are just adding some new colors here. So I thought we could go ahead and try them out with you. These are described as an innovative weightless matte liquid lip pigment with ultra flexible lasting wear. The fluid pigment complex liquefied pigment with a zero gravity feel, interesting, introduces infinite matte color saturation with an ultra flexible long lasting wear, sensorial lightweight texture that applies like an ink on the lips, dries down to a lock-in formula for a smudge resistant carefree matte lip. Interesting. The three colors they added are Le Freak, which is a pale pink nude, Bad Guy, a soft nude rose, and Dragon Girl, which is a candy apple red. So I think we should go from lightest to darkest lip colors to test these out. Let's start off with Le Freak, which is the pale pink nude. The wand is interesting. It's really tapered like a doe foot, but it's more narrow, and it's also firm. Sometimes these applicators are soft, but this one here, it's really firm. You can't really move it around. So Le Freak, the pale pink nude, is far too pale for me. I think this is too close to my natural skin tone, but also somehow lighter and more pink. So this shade is not for me, but if you're more fair than me, this might be your everyday nude. For me, I don't know, maybe it looks different on camera, but just in person, I think this is like too light and too pink for me. Let's try Bad Guy, a soft rose nude. These do have a soft, slight vanilla scent, but it's not very strong. Okay, so Bad Guy, the soft rose nude, is definitely more of a nude for me. As it dries down, it kind of looks more and more natural. This is definitely my lip, but better. If I were to wear this nude color, I probably would wear a more elaborate eye, maybe a smoky eye that's just black, or go into blues and more colorful eye. But this is beautiful, and as it dries down, it really just melts into the lip. It doesn't really feel like anything. It really feels extremely lightweight, even when it's liquid. And as it dries down, it's really nice. So this, for me, Bad Guy, is a winner for an everyday your lip but better nude. Now the last one, Dragon Girl, is a candy apple red, which I have high hopes for. Now this is my type of color. I love how opaque these are. You saw, like, you just do one swipe like that, and you get immediately lots of transfer and just like lots of saturation. This is super opaque and just very bold. I love this. As far as the wear goes, I've been testing these out off camera. They are very resistant to eating, drinking, life. They are quite mask proof. It's not a tattoo, but if you do have to take masks off and on all day, this is a really great product because it's not going to smudge around. It doesn't go into fine lines. It really stays in place. It's like a liquefied pigment, so it's really great. And I think this one, this color here, is my favorite because I just love a red lipstick, which, you know, it's been kind of hard to wear red lipsticks these days. It's not hard to wear it, but it's just kind of pointless sometimes. So it is nice to wear a red lipstick, even if it is just for myself and for you. It kind of just lifts the spirits up a little bit. It doesn't feel drying, so if you wear it for several hours, listen, it is a liquid lipstick, so you are going to want to add maybe a gloss or a lip balm to rehydrate. It's not going to be the same level of comfort as a satin lipstick, but it will last a long day, and it's not super drying. You just would want to add a lip balm just to rehydrate a bit. Okay, so as we are nearing the end of the video, I have to add a fragrance to complete the look. I'm going to go into a sample here of the Guerlain Aqua Allegoria Mandarin Basil Perfume. Now, I admit this may be a particular scent to choose for end of summer transitioning into fall. My brain has thought for weeks now, okay, it's September, therefore it's fall. It's actually still quite hot and humid. The evenings are getting cooler, but during the day it's still summer. So I say use a lovely summer fragrance. So this Mandarin Basilic Mandarin Basil fragrance here is so citrusy, but it's not too green. There's no like patchouli in here. It smells so much like oranges, clementines, mandarin, bitter orange, blood orange. If you just imagine like literally just peeling open a fresh tangerine, this is what it smells like. The rind, when you open up an orange or anything citrus and you see the little spray of citrus water as you crack open an orange, the zest, the rind, it smells so lovely and so fresh, and it's a really light fragrance. I think it's so lovely, and it just smells like a warm orange grove, and then you just crack open an orange and that lovely orange juice just sort of sprays on your skin and you're left with this fragrance here. So if you get a chance to test this out, I say test out the Mandarin Basilic or Mandarin Basil fragrance. Well, all right, I think this is it for today's video. My attempt at a smoky eye ended up a bit more neutral than I expected, but I think it's lovely, and I think it's for the best because this red lipstick looks gorgeous, and on something a bit more neutral like this, it looks really lovely. So let me know what you think. What do you think of the new Tom Ford blush? What do you think of these NARS liquid lipsticks? What do you think of the Guerlain Youth Watery Oil or Perfume? Sound off down below and let me know if there are any makeup products you want me to test out and review on my channel in the near future. If you're new to my channel or if you've been watching me for some time but just haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Like, comment, subscribe. Those are all great ways to encourage me here on my channel. So on that note, I think this is all I have for you guys for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.